Well, hi guys. We got it apart. It's Monday evening, July the 1st. I have a new bearing and housing, flanges, and I'm going to put this thing together, I hope. Sit you down so you can see. Now, I'm kind of in the old school of thinking on discs when putting them together. And still in that belief that grease never hurt nothing. Some might argue, I don't care. This is what I've done for years and it's always worked good. So I'm going to continue to do it. Now, bearing flange. I like to put grease on it too. Can't hurt. Cannot hurt one bit. Like I say, people can do what they want. Doesn't matter to me. I just know what has worked for me for many, many years. And I'll continue to do it. Some will say, oh, it's a waste of grease, it's waste of money, waste of this, waste of that. Well, do whatever you want. I don't care. Like I said, I do what has worked for me in the past and will continue to do so until somebody can show me proof positive what I'm doing is a waste of time. The only thing I've ever had a problem with is taking stuff apart that never had a bit of grease or oil put on it in its life. And that's when you get into the fun. So, as we're a dinner punch will work great. Of course, I can't find one right at the moment, so we're going to have to wing it. Little grease on the bolt never hurt nothing. There we go. New nuts and washers. Let me go find a wrench. It's gonna be a pain. Do-do-do. Gosh, figures. Life sure does get tedious. Especially when it's nice and hot. At least it's in the evening and the sun's not beating down. Ugh. And yes, me bolts are a little bit befungled, but they'll work. They've lasted 30 years. They'll last another 20. I'm quite sure. In 1983, I bought this disc at auction. And made the decision to reblade it, much to everyone's dismay. Who said I was nuts, but I think I gave $25 for this at auction, and there was a Quality Farm and Fleet store going out of business in the spring of 1984, and I bought, I don't know, a whole stack of brand new disc blades they had for like $3 a piece, and put them on that spring. Now I put all new bearings in it when I did this. So I wasn't really too surprised when this went out. Face it, disc is 30 years, well, probably 50 years old. And I can't tell you how many acres it's been across since I've had it, but it's been a bunch. Oh. And like everything else, bearing wise, snug it up, don't tighten it up. It's got to be able to move as you put it together. Now, okay. Grease is cheap. find it. There it is. Trying to remember what was what. Okay, sorry about that. Now the fun part comes. Okay. Whew. Mosquitoes is getting fierce. Well, hi guys. I don't know where I lost you along the way, but it's done. It's always a good thing to keep bearing races, because you never know when you might need one for something like this. That's the race out of the bearing that was in there. Whew, it's been a lot of work to get it to there. But wait a minute. Raise you up here. I'm going to have to sit upon because it's hot and I'm tired and this has worn me out. But it's on and it's tight. And other than one of the scrapers being a little bit tight on it, it's pretty much ready to go. So, might say it's kicked my butt a little bit, because it has. It's been in the 90s, and well, I'm not as young as I used to be and can't take the heat like I used to. So, work in the morning, work at night, forget the middle of the day. Can't do it. Not anymore. Not like I used to. Kind of brings to mind a song, but I won't go into that. But at any rate, guys, there's a disc blade center on the back side here. There's one on the inside, as well as a spacer plate. It's 3/16 quarter. And the end spool, the race, the washer, then the nut. Kind of the old school way of doing this, but it works. It's worked for many years. And of course, they had a new bearing, which I was tickled to death to go get. $23, which is not bad for a bearing for a disc. And put new flanges. All it needs to be done now is tighten the 4 bolts on the flange up. I'm not doing that right now, I'm too hot. And it's time to call it a night because I'm wore out. But other than tightening the flanges up, it's ready to go again. New bearing in it. Of course, once you get this part, I discovered the next bearing has gone bad. They don't have another bearing, and to take this particular disc apart, you got to break it in the center and bring one of the frames like this part back, so you can slide the axle out that way, because these don't have notches in the bottom of these hangers to drop the whole gang out. One bad thing about the older discs like this, you gotta do it the hard way, but it's got a new bearing in it. It'll do for what I want it to do right now, and that's going with plan B. If phone call I get tomorrow tells me what I want to hear, then we're going into plan B. But for right now, that's on hold. So it's the first day of July. So I'll get this done. The disc is ready to go. All I gotta do is fire it up and swing my drawbar back, put a pin back in it, and it's ready to rock and roll. Took it back to the harrow back there, and be discing right out here. If find out what I need to tomorrow. So, as they say, we'll see you next time, and as always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. I may add something to this. I won't know until I look at the video and find out where it cut off, and I may have to do some audio over it to explain some things, what to do. At any rate, guys, we'll see you next time. And as always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. It's 8 o'clock. It's time to go home. I'm hot, I'm tired, and I'm burned up. See you next time, guys.